Look at that. Good morning.
Right? What a wonderful world.
It's a nice way to start it.
Yeah, it is. It's a good way to start our newscast.
6 a.m. on our Tuesday morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Evan Nurani.
And I'm Nada Iranpour. So a quick check of what's happening outside. It's not as cold, so hey, there's that. You won't notice that big chill that we had like yesterday morning. We do have cloud coverage as well. Our sunrise, by the way, 6:47, and then winter officially begins just around 8 o'clock this morning. So our new season is starting, and you know, it does feel pretty comfortable, I will say. 51 right now for downtown, 50 in El Cajon, 53 in Alpine. So you don't see any freezing temperatures, not today. Taking a check of traffic here, and North County, the South Bay, things are looking pretty smooth. There is this one crash I do want to show you, and that is right in the middle of the 805. The left-hand shoulder is blocked. This is 805 going northbound, right at the 52 where that comes together.
And our top story this morning, there are growing concerns over the Omicron variant as we approach the holidays. It's now the dominant strain in the United States.
And today, the president will give a speech with an update on the fight against this virus. News 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live in Hillcrest to explain the impact on our local hospitals this is expected to have. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning, Netta. That's right. From coast to coast, we're seeing that Omicron variant becoming that dominant variant over Delta. And now even the United States has released their first Omicron-related death. Now, this comes from a man in Texas who was unvaccinated, we're being told. Now, President Biden today is expected to make an announcement and speak to address the nation on how to confront the COVID threat. Although the White House says it will not include any lockdown guidelines, President Biden has also released plans to purchase 500 million coronavirus rapid tests and ship them free to Americans starting in January. So he's trying to make it easier for people to get their hands on a test. He says they'll ship them directly to them in the mail. Now, back here locally, according to the most recent data released by the state, as of November 19th, the 14-day average of hospitalized patients in San Diego County with COVID is just over 357. We saw a number a lot lower last month around this time, more like 277 for that 14-day average. Now, Dr. Keswani is a chief medical officer for Scripps Health here in San Diego. He says that number of COVID cases are increasing due to the Omicron variant, and there will be an intense focus on how that translates into hospitalization rates.
In San Diego County, we're starting to see an uptick in hospitalizations. That uptick is still far from the amount of beds that we saw utilized back in the fall of this year or even the winter of earlier this year. We're still in a better place.
Well, a small silver lining there, but what he's saying also is get back to the basics: social distancing, hand washing, masking up, and then also suggesting those vaccines and booster shots. So today, President Biden will address the nation at 10:30 a.m. in Washington, D.C. So, of course, we'll be giving you updates on exactly what he says. But what we do know is that early release plan of 500 million COVID tests that he will be releasing out to Americans come January. Live in Hillcrest, Dana Marie McNichol.
And President Biden has tested negative for COVID-19 after being in close contact with a White House staffer who did test positive. The White House says the staff member is fully vaccinated and has received a booster shot. The president will continue his schedule as normal and then will be tested again tomorrow. People are rushing to COVID testing sites ahead of Christmas and the New Year, and that is leading to these very long lines, as you're seeing here. Doctors are encouraging everyone to get tested if they plan to gather with their family members. The county has several walk-up sites available, so for a link, go to CBS8.com. Just click on the help button.
San Diego Unified is considering its legal options after a judge said the district doesn't have the power to mandate COVID vaccines. This ruling means students 16 and over who are unvaccinated can attend in-person classes. The judge said that the district's mandate, which does not permit religious or personal belief exemptions, contradicts state law because implementing mandates without exemptions can only be done by the state legislature. And right now, hundreds of sanitation workers are now officially on strike. They've been striking around the clock, and it's left garbage cans in some parts of town overflowing with trash.
Yeah, and it's surprising to see the energy that they have at, 6:05 now. You can hear them yelling there behind Chris. Chris Groh joining us live in Chula Vista to explain these negotiations and how this is going to impact people in many parts of town. Good morning, Chris.
And there's no doubt it's going to impact these people, not only here in Chula Vista, but in other parts of San Diego County, Netta and Evan. And you can hear them again, as you guys pointed out, the energy very lively, even at 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's because when you talk with them, you understand just how important their demands are.
We're picking residential 1,400 homes a day. Like I said, no matter what weather condition is, we're out there servicing our customers. And sometimes we're hampered by machines that's not safe, trucks that are leaking oil.
And so there are more than 250 Republic Services workers that are on strike right now. They want fair wages and better safety. That includes the very trucks they drive on a daily basis. Now, Republic Services, for those of you unfamiliar with them, they're the second largest waste collection company in the country. Union leaders say that the company is also negotiating about similar issues with workers in Orange County, Los Angeles, and New Orleans. Now, again, we did ask those who are with the union, with Teamsters, if they understood the amount of impact they were going to have on those who live in this area, who go ahead and have their trash picked up by Republic Services, and they don't deny it. This is going to delay services for residents, and they do expect that garbage will pile up pretty quickly, but they say that that puts the onus on Republic Services to get a deal done with the union. Now, something that was pretty interesting that we saw last night, Chula Vista City Council member Jill Galvez came out to the picket line Monday, last night, to get feedback from the strikers to try to see if there is some sort of middle ground they could come to.
Their number one concern is safety of their vehicles, and I agree with them. I don't want to see unsafe trucks traveling through our neighborhoods and residences. They're also would like to get back to the table and talk about their benefits and wages and some working conditions.
And I want to show you a statement here from Republic Services that they put out as soon as this strike was announced. They said Republic is experiencing significant delays in collection service, but is working to resolve this situation as soon as possible. Residents and businesses are asked to leave containers out and available for collection, and they will be serviced as soon as this weekend. We apologize for the inconvenience and are doing everything we can to resolve the temporary situation. Thank you for your patience and understanding. The city of Chula Vista also put out a statement on their Facebook page. Of course, you can go to our website, CBS8.com, click on that story link to see how all the sides in this story, because this is not just two sides. We are dealing with multiple factors here, multiple sides, and you can see how they're reacting by going to our website, CBS8.com. Evan and Netta.
Right, Chris, thank you very much. Obviously, a developing story that we're going to be keeping track of. Today, the man accused of stabbing a San Diego police canine is expected to appear in court. The incident happened Friday. Police say Dedrick Jones came toward the officers armed with a knife and then stabbed a canine named Hondo in the chest. Police say Jones was on probation after being sentenced in January for stabbing a different police dog. Meantime, Hondo is recovering at home. He's expected to be back on the job in just a couple of weeks. Very good to see. Turning to sports, the Aztecs football team will play their final game of the season today, and they're going to try to set a school record. San Diego State will battle UTSA in the Frisco Bowl. That's in the Dallas area. The Aztecs will go for their 12th win of the season, which would set a new school record. Kickoff is at 4:30 today. Little early Christmas present if they win that one.
Yes, go Aztecs. I know you don't have to go to Frisco to cheer them on. You can do that from here, obviously. So, yeah, there's a lot of support from San Diego over in Dallas. And, yeah, they're waking up there this morning. Here in San Diego, you're waking up to warm, cloudy conditions. And we might see a little chance of some light drizzle this morning, possibly. So I'm watching a line of moisture just offshore, and it could work its way in, but most likely will just stay cloudy. Our temperatures feel fairly mild. I mean, yesterday, obviously, it was quite shocking to step outside how cold it was. But instead, on this first day of winter, we're starting off fairly warm and mild. 50 in Poway, 47 in Escondido, 49 in El Cajon, 51 downtown San Diego. You remember yesterday, it was 39 degrees downtown Escondido. You were at freezing. So that 24-hour temperature change shows, you know, the impact of cloud coverage that kept our warmer air in place, basically. Whenever we have these clear overnight conditions, our temperatures really plummet. So that is not happening this morning. morning thanks to the clouds. But still, I would advise bringing a sweater, possibly something with a hoodie, just in case we get a little drizzle. There's a bit of moisture. This is that line I was referring to. You see it bringing in some light rain over Mexico, just to the south of us. So it's not too far from us. So that could work its way inland. You can kind of see that motion. It's going in from the west to the east, but overall our chances are really minimal, 10, maybe 20% max. This bigger system that's way out here, that's what we're watching. So you see that line of moisture headed towards Northern California. All of California to the north will be pretty much drenched once this arrives throughout the week. Now, San Diego, we're not going to see our rain chances really until late Thursday. Friday looks like that'll be the wettest day, even into Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. That's how it's looking to time out. So I'll get into those details coming up in your full forecast. But as far as traffic is concerned right now, if you are headed out through North County, Oceanside, Carlsbad, down to Del Mar, things are fine on the 5. The 78 is looking nice and smooth. No major incidents, no slowdowns even in Escondido right now. And then this is the one issue. Left-hand shoulder is currently blocked. This crash on the 805 right at the 52. I saw a little bit of backup, but it looks like things are moving along just fine now. So they will hopefully clear that pretty quickly. Going in from downtown to National City, Chula Vista, all is good.